Hello, people of YouTube. I'm back with another word count. Sunday night. I left this one out of yesterday's weekend vlog. Wrote 44 words on a Portal snippet really late at night to help me go to sleep. And then, about first thing in the morning, I wrote a little bit more on it. And then just later in the day, throughout the day, finished the snippet, ending up with 155 words. I might turn that to a short story, but I might not. Because I have other short stories, and this is the third time that I've written Wheatley's apology to Chell. That's supposed to be after the game. The really hard part being I have to keep finding new ways to get him out of outer space. It's like, how many times do you need to write it? I had this problem before with my fanfiction, Sonic fan characters. I wrote 5 different ways to have the I love you too scene, and ended up with, let's see, originally I called it the trilemma because I had 3 different scenes, but then I added 2 more, and I had to figure out which one I was going to make canon to my fanfiction, so not actually canon. But since I don't want the scenes to end up the same as the last one, I keep having to come up with different ways to reinterpret Chell's character so she will react differently to being told, I'm sorry. So I have these, like, 3 different versions of Chell's, 3 different versions of way to say I'm sorry, and 3 different reasons of why he's not in space, except 2 different ones actually. Well, really right now, 1, because I haven't came up with why he's not in space in the other one, and for the 3rd one, technically the first one, he actually still is in space. 307 on my Portal fanfic. 98 on 3 different poems. 2 were written for Twitter, and I ended up submitting one of those to DeviantArt because I really liked it. It was really particularly emotional for me. And then the 3rd one is going to be submitted to DeviantArt later, but I'm not finished with it yet, I don't think. 30 on a song, which is possibly a worship song for church. But I always have this problem with not finishing songs. And I can't figure out if I want to actually finish all those unfinished songs or if I want to just keep what I have and turn them into poetry instead. And then 254 on a song I was writing for practice. A parody song just late at night. I was listening to, I keep saying late, but it really wasn't that late. Everything either feels early or late. There's no in between. Anyway, not the point. I was listening to these parodies for Portal and became inspired by them. So I decided to just try to pick a song, pick my topic, listen to the song a few times, go over its lyrics, and just start from the beginning to end without trying to give it too much thought, which is pretty much how you're supposed to write NaNoWriMo, and I can do that with stories, but I can't do that with songs too well. It's a little harder because you do have to worry about the rhyme scheme a little bit more, and I like to keep the same rhyme scheme that the original song has. And I have to make sure that the notes still line up, that you don't have way too many or too few. Having a few less or more is fine because you can add an extra, like, ah, or something. Or, that didn't make sense, what I just did there. But hopefully my point got across. But anyway, with your voice, you can fill in the gap. The point, though, was to practice my songwriting, because what was the point in going through a whole writing course if I never actually try to write any more songs? Well, I did try, but I still do the exact same thing, where when I have the initial idea, I write that down, I try a little bit longer, like 20 minutes, just staring at it, not sure what direction to go, and I just shove it aside, and I maybe look at it again, maybe add something, later just probably to say it sucks. What was the point in learning all these different techniques and stuff if I'm never actually going to write songs, and I still have the same real problem that I had before, which wasn't something the songbook could teach me. But if I make myself write a song from start to finish without actually caring that much if it's that good, because I'm not going to do anything with it anyways, then I get used to actually writing songs start to finish more. That was why the fan fiction actually helped me become a better writer, because I had in my head that fanfiction didn't matter as much. It's not going to be as good. Nobody cares about it as much. Therefore, allowing me to do what I wanted with it so I didn't have this pressure of it having to be really good, because people don't expect the same level of it being good. Equality is what I mean. I'm better at writing than talking, okay? But my point is, they don't expect the same amount of quality, so I didn't have to make myself adhere to that. Therefore, allowing myself to practice writing and become good enough to actually to have good quality. So if I do the same thing with songs, and what is the fanfiction of songwriting? Parodies. So I just write a fun parody, start to finish, make myself finish it, but also make myself not care if it's good, which is really hard to do. But if I just keep doing that and make that a bit of a habit, then I can maybe start actually writing good quality original songs, and still some parodies, because who doesn't love parodies? So my total word count for yesterday was 844. That's not counting a snippet I wrote late at night. That was probably like 12 words because I fell asleep really quickly. So on to my next problem. NaNoWriMo is just in 2 weeks. Less so even, I think. Still freaking out a bit over that, but not my point. I still have a fanfiction that I'm writing, and pretty sure it's not gonna actually start to be put up on DeviantArt till next year, hopefully very early next year, but still, I'm just gonna be too busy, of course, November writing NaNoWriMo, and December I don't get much done. I learned the hard way not to try to do Christmas specials after NaNoWriMo. So this week I'm going to really work on that fanfiction to get not so much these random snippets and scenes that I have been doing, but to make sure I have the base structure of the story, what I like to call the skeleton, that has the main plot line. There, that way, when I go back later, I'll have that main skeleton in place that I can add in all the details and flesh it out. That's kind of a gross image, but you get the point, I'm sure. So it'll make it a lot easier to pick it back up later if I have the really important parts in place. So that's this week's main goal. Wish me luck. I'll wish good luck to thee on whatever it is you're doing. This is Peace, Love, Hank, signing out.